Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Thursday morning edition of the Moose Minute Project. Is everybody's mindset changing a little bit with the sun and the great weather? It sure has helped me. Yes, I'm a little more tired every night, but weeding gardens and doing stuff around the yard helps my blood sugar numbers too drastically. So, there we have it. Welcome to Thursday morning and to the Moose Minute Project. It's a touchy subject. So I mentioned I was going to cover this for a gentleman, and I've mentioned it before on one of my videos about marijuana and legalizing it. And I've got the responses, and I get the responses from people that ever since it's been legalized, such as in Minnesota, they are seeing increases in overdoses. My argument to that is I bounced at the Blue Goose in Garrison for a couple years. I would have rather dealt with anybody that was high from marijuana. And this goes in college as well. I had friends, and even I partaked a bit in it. And most people that are using marijuana are looking to get away, looking to relax, looking to, especially if they're watching bands or whatever it may be, they are just there to partake in the whole experience per se. States are legalizing it more and more because they see the tax revenue. It is then more regulated per se, less headache, I think, for some of the cops. And, and I'm a criminal justice major, okay? So I've done plenty of ride-alongs. Back in the 90s, I did plenty of ride-alongs when I was going to school for criminal justice. Marijuana, to me, is not a gateway to crystal meth, to black tar heroin, to, cocaine, whatever it may be. I don't see that step. I don't see where people are going from marijuana to, well, I need to do meth, and then I'm going to other places. Your hardcore drug addicts, or your hardcore druggies, not necessarily drug addicts anymore. Your addicts that are doing the meth and the fentanyl, all of that, I don't believe started with marijuana. I don't believe they did that tippy-toe dance. I think the hook ratio with meth and everything else, because of the ultimate high and what they get out of it, is what keeps them going back. I don't believe I've ever been to and maybe I just never paid attention because I knew that stuff was off limits. I had a brother, Jim Gerber, who my son is named after, Isaac James. I had a brother that was into all of the hard stuff, angel dust to whatever it may be. They found drugs in his system when he passed. He passed from a farm accident, not related to drugs, okay? Not related. It was a farm accident that happened. He was hard enough into stuff that I don't know how his life would have ended otherwise, okay? He was taken too soon, I know that. I only got to know him through fourth grade, or, I think 84, so I was 10. He was into hard drugs. He was into major drugs, not just the marijuana thing. He was into the angel, like I said, angel dust, that kind of, and you don't even hear that word anymore because you have the other things. That's where I'm arguing also with Trump on basis on, well, we got to stop all the fentanyl. There's so much other stuff that people are getting their hands on that are manufactured here in the United States. Methamphetamines, for example, there's cookeries all over the country here There's even stuff around here locally where people are manufacturing this shit on their own. And then you don't know what in it's at all. So, at least with the marijuana portion, if we make it legalized, it's not going to take, it'll help with the focus on other issues, such as the fentanyl, meth, cocaine, whatever it may be. And so around here, the major portion of the problem is meth and fentanyl. As far as I am concerned, and as far as what I see people getting arrested for, my son's a canine handler, trained for all of the narcotics. The focus on marijuana is zero, because what people are really truly dying from is the meth and fentanyl problem. And yes, I understand where borders are, we're trying to secure borders and stop that. But even back when my brother was doing it in the 80s, we weren't slowing. There's so many ways to get it into the United States, that the southern borders and the northern borders is, yes, I get it that they come through there. But even if we stop 10%, and they're not finding marijuana at the border. I mean, they're finding all the hardcore shit trying to come through here. And again, a lot of it is manufactured on U.S. soil. But for me, where marijuana comes in is I have a good friend right now that is going through shit, that he's going through a lot of pain, a lot of issues that way. Kevin has got major cancer. If marijuana eases all the pain, eases all the trauma, and I'm not saying it's getting rid of it, it's just easing it. Okay, it's taking the edge off. If anybody has lived with chronic pain, I had chronic pain for a long time with my foot, with the staph infection, and then now with the nerve from my stroke, my nerve damage, is chronic pain. There's not a lot of times that it doesn't hurt. So if it gets the edge off and it allows you to live your life to a small percentage even of normal, it's worth it to me. It's worth it that people can do that. And then also be able to function. Now, what if we take all of that money from taxes and everywhere else? Because every high school, all these schools have referendums now to try to make it better educationally. We start using that money for something purposeful. All I hear about is the issues with education. And if you look at it today in this world, folks, our education system is broken. Our education system is not where it should be. It's not the focus of what it should be. We also have now somebody that's gutted the entire Department of Education. And then there's people, a lot of people cheering about it. Woohoo, woohoo, great job, good job. Until you think about why they are trying to uneducate people and why they are trying to make this next group more uneducated, because then you're not standing up against, and you're not using common sense, and you're not using the brain upstairs to full capacity. So how can we make that change? How can we, and where does all the tax money then go from legalizing marijuana? Am I saying it's a perfect answer? Absolutely not. But I am saying in my mind, I'm not connecting marijuana to overdoses. Okay? I've never seen anybody overdose from marijuana. I've never seen that and most of the friends that I've had in college did marijuana through college, and now they've never touched it again, really. We all know what it did. We all know that. And it never once did, when I was doing that, wanted to make the next step. To go, oh, meth's a good idea. I know quite a few marijuana smokers here in Richland Center area, and I don't see them as going to make the next step to meth, cocaine, whatever it may be. Most marijuana people that I know are just trying to relax and enjoy life. And they're trying to be just on an even keel kind of thing. What's the difference if I do that? Or if I go to a doctor who then starts prescribing me drugs and everything else that I have to get through a pharmacist to do the same thing, that probably do worse damage. Because if I don't take those, or how about alcohol, for example? Alcohol does a whole lot of damage to families, to fighting, to anger, whatever it may be. Again, when I bounced the whole time, I didn't mind bouncing when the guys out that I knew were the pot smokers were there, because they were there to watch the pretty lights, listen to the music, and just zone out. The guys that caused most griefs were the ones that you knew were on the hardcore stuff, or you knew partied like rock stars with alcohol every weekend. Those were the ones that you had the issues with, because then I don't know, their mind does a switch. But my last time I did this episode, I got the whole, Chris, it's just a gateway. And I don't believe it. I'll do research on that, but I tried to do some of it. And there wasn't a whole lot of anything saying, yep, if you do marijuana, your next step is this. Your next step is here. I do know that when you do meth or cocaine, you're always looking, especially heroin, meth, cocaine, any of that stuff, you're always searching for the next high. You're always looking for that next over-the-top ride. And that, I think, is where the major hook is. So to my buddy Kevin, who starts radiation today, I'm wishing you the best, dude. I don't know if this is how you wanted it to go when you asked me to cover it, but I have no issues with people that are using marijuana to zone out, to go through medical crisis. I guess I'd rather see it that way than doing booze or something else and then getting pissed off and angry, because as we know, alcohol is a depressant. It's by far not a good thing to do when you're struggling in life. So there's what it is for the Moose Minute today. I appreciate everybody that tunes in and watches and listens to me ramble. You know, I have a very small, limited crowd. Let's say that. I don't want to be the next viral superstar. And nor does this face want to be all over the world, but nobody wants that either. But Kevin, thank you. And I'm super hopeful that things help. And I covered this how you wanted it to be covered. So, again, marijuana has been used since way back by the Chinese thousands of years ago. So I looked all that up, and I've seen where it was used medicinally and for medicine-wise and those kind of things. I think it has its place. And yes, I feel that it's tax dollars right now that will be misused anyway by the state or the government, no matter what. They've proven time and time again that they can misuse all of our dollars, and we just live with what happens. So, legalize it, move on. I think it's going to happen. Every state's going to legalize it pretty soon. And I don't believe that it makes the person want to use meth or fentanyl or cocaine or heroin. I just don't. It's a total different thing that marijuana does to your body and to your mind than what the other ones do. So, have a great day, guys. And I will talk to you tomorrow morning. Hard to believe it's already Friday again tomorrow. Have a great Thursday. And enjoy the weather. It's beautiful. Get out. Get some sunshine. That's a great drug. Vitamin E is great. Get out. Enjoy the weather. Take a walk, whatever it may be. Do some yard work. Plant some flowers. As always, take time to bless somebody's day today. And I'll be back tomorrow morning with another edition of the Moose Minute Project.